Have you ever scrolled through social media and noticed someone who is just never there? No selfies, no life updates, no birthday posts, no celebrations. While everyone around them is documenting every single moment of their lives, they are completely silent. And in a world that practically demands attention, that silence stands out. But here's what most people get wrong about them. They assume something is wrong. They assume these people are shy, insecure, antisocial, struggling. Psychology says something completely different, and what it says will probably surprise you. People who do not post their photos online are not hiding. They're protecting something most people have already given away without even realizing it, their inner world. Let us break down exactly what psychology reveals about these quietly powerful people. Point 1. They do not need your approval to feel good about themselves. Most people post photos for one reason, even if they will never admit it. They want to feel seen, liked, and validated. Psychologists call this external validation seeking, the need for other people's reactions to confirm your own worth. But people who never post have already found something rarer. They validate themselves. They don't need a number under a photo to tell them their life has value. That quiet confidence, the kind that never announces itself, is one of the hardest things to build and one of the rarest things to find. Point 2. They have a stronger sense of who they actually are. Research on self-concept clarity shows a fascinating pattern. People who share less online tend to have a far more stable and defined sense of identity. They know who they are without needing the world to reflect it back at them. They're not chasing trends because they've already decided what matters to them. They're not comparing themselves to highlight reels because they're too busy living their actual life to watch everyone else perform theirs. Point 3. Their confidence does not need an audience. Psychologists call this secure self-esteem, a type of inner confidence that doesn't shrink when ignored and doesn't swell when praised. It simply stays steady. People with secure self-esteem do not post to prove anything because they don't feel like they have anything to prove. They already feel complete. And that completeness, that quiet wholeness, is something most people spend their entire lives chasing through likes and followers and never actually finding. Point 4. They think in ways most people never bother to. People who stay silent online are almost always more introspective than those who constantly share. They process their thoughts before expressing them. They sit with their experiences instead of immediately broadcasting them. Psychologists call this internal locus of evaluation, meaning they judge their own life by their own standards and not by what other people think of it. They prefer one real, meaningful conversation over 100 shallow reactions, and that preference reveals a depth of thinking that is genuinely rare. Point 5. They see through what social media actually is. Most people get caught in what psychologists call social comparison theory, the constant unconscious measuring of your own worth against everyone else's carefully curated highlight reel. It's exhausting, it's distorting, and it quietly damages mental health in ways most people don't even notice happening. But people who never post have already seen through it. They understand that what people share online is a performance, not a life. And they've chosen their own peace over someone else's performance. That's not antisocial behavior, that's emotional intelligence at its highest level. So the next time you notice someone who never posts their photo online, don't feel sorry for them. Don't assume they're lonely or struggling or missing out. They might just be the most grounded, the most self-aware, and the most emotionally secure person in the room. They don't need to be seen to feel seen. They don't need to perform to feel worthy. And that kind of quiet confidence, the kind that lives completely offline, is rarer and more powerful than anything you'll ever see on a screen. If this felt like it was describing someone you know, or describing you, you're exactly where you need to be. At CommonSense, we decode human behavior and psychology every week in simple, honest words. Subscribe so you never miss a video, and drop a comment below. Do you post your photos online, or do you prefer to stay private? We read every single one. See you in the next one.